And as you already know, becoming lazy is not a good approach. But I'm speaking about people who always say, I don't have time. So they find the time to say, I don't have time. I think that time is sufficient to find the time to sit and search for a word. I don't want elaborations. I don't want details and no lectures. No elaboration, no details, because I don't have time. We often blame our children, saying that they don't have the patience to search, research, and find out, unlike before. With more access, laziness also creeps in. But this is rampant and widespread among adults as well. I've been a trainer for almost 6 to 7 years, and I can see how people find it so difficult to search for a minute thing. If you have a word in front of you, most of the learners don't take the time to find out the meaning. They ask for it. It's okay to ask for it, but when you cannot search, when you cannot find out the exact meaning, the difference between things, compare and contrast, how can you be so passionate about developing your skills? I'm shooting outdoors today. You may get to hear the sounds of an enlightened and active evening. There are people walking up and down, and most of them are active in the evenings. I'm very sure that you're able to hear the audio. Please pay attention to that. So here we're going to do a small drill where you have to focus on the audio, the content, and just enjoy the outside world. Today's topic is all about why you're not able to focus, why your communication skills are lagging, why you're not able to go for things that's very, very important and prioritize. I'll make it very clear to you. My name is Rini Rose Matthew. I'm a CELTA certified tutor and also an author. And there are a lot of topics covered on this channel. Please pay attention and try to get those guidelines. I'm not here to lecture, because language trainers need not lecture. They just have to give guidelines and tips, and without elaboration, many people find it difficult to relate, to understand the idea and to practice it. I know that there are many people working on their language and communication skills along with mental health, because that's the objective of the channel. And today nobody requires advice. Why you want to give advice to people? It's not required at all. It's more about the guidelines. There are many people who are in the dark. Some people are not sure about which direction is to be taken. So even in college and in schools, the children and the students and learners require more of guidelines, the right direction, or at least tell them what happens if you take the wrong path or the wrong direction. So it becomes easy when you have somebody experienced or somebody from the technical side explaining everything to you. So the first point is getting hooked. This is a trend today, getting hooked. We all are in this digital era, and we have been watching reels, including me and you and everybody around. We watch reels, everything is short. We want everything to be short, crisp, and to the point. But at times we require elaboration. We require some sort of description, because vague, superficial, peripheral ideas always trap. You may get confused when you go to the next level. If you want to just stay as a beginner, if you are just complacent with the basics, it's okay. But most of you want to go to the next level. In that case, we have to definitely work on something that is some profound knowledge. And in order to get to that level, you have to search, and then later, if interested, if you're passionate, research. There's no use sitting and studying for hours altogether. It's important to pay attention to this. Hooked to a book all the time is dangerous. Hooked to negativity is also dangerous. We all are human beings, and we need to be engaged in different activities. So getting hooked to just short ideas, short things and content will not help you all the time, because the superficial knowledge will always cause trouble, because nobody is going to correct you today in this era. You have access to knowledge, and when you have access to knowledge, people may just tell you once or twice, and then it's your choice. Haven't you seen that? So when you don't want to change, nobody is going to force you, literally. And when people take a different path, definitely you'll be criticized. And if it's a constructive criticism, take it in. Getting hooked to something that is very short is a trend today. I want all the points at a stretch. How many of the points really helped you? And for these points to help you, you have to first listen. It's not enough that you just hear. You have to listen and then register, practice. Also enjoy the benefits. Only when you enjoy the benefits, you really understand the meaning of being passionate about developing, learning a skill. And skill is very important these days, despite the digital technology and everything that you have around. You may think, I'll take the help of ChatGPT or AI tools. These tools are to help you out. They are not going to dominate your skills. They are not supposed to dominate your skills. They are not supposed to drive you. They are your helpers. They are tools that's going to help you, that's going to ease your time. These tools should help you and not the other way around. These tools are meant to help you out, and you shouldn't become servile to it, right? So it'll help you. It'll also save a lot of your time. Instead of going around, traveling around, you'll get all the information at your fingertips. But there you have to analyze and use your logical reasoning skills. So getting hooked is not a good idea. Sometimes you need long elaborations, description, and also profound sense of knowledge. Now this point is for those who are really lazy and those who get hooked to only their ideas, those who are in the speech bubble or even the bubble of just sticking to what they know. This tip is actually for those who prefer to stay in their own boundaries, where they don't want to associate with others, where they don't want to understand that there is a world beyond this, where you may have to coordinate, collaborate, and also go for longer content, elaboration, description. Maybe you're comfortable with short things and short content, but remember, longer content always give you the depth. At least it gives you the description. So please make use of it. Even if you're working on your driving skills, dancing skills, writing skill, anything apart language, you all are professionals and most of you are aspiring to become great people in the future. Then definitely when you're working on a skill, please keep this point in mind. As we all know, people have been speaking about this. The fast trends will always come to an end. It's not going to be there forever. You just want everything to happen fast, 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 right? That's a trend today, and we are living in a fast world, so that is the kind of environment that we are living in. We see people walking fast, doing things fast, no time. Time constraints, yes, that's a very big problem for everyone today, but the fast trend that you demand for will definitely come to an end. Then you will realize that you have to take it at a slower pace. I have seen many learners, numerous learners coming to me and saying that literally they confess and say that I have been into this fast trend, I have been doing things in a hurry and that started affecting me, both the health, the mental health as well. So you have to take it at a pace that actually becomes productive to you. So there, fast, fast, fast is not going to help you. Whether you take it in, whether you feel that this is a totally different point. There are YouTubers also speaking about learning English fast. So don't demand things to be done in a fast way, saying that just say the point and leave. It's not like that. Some presentations, some kind of seminars, and some content require only the crisp points. And when it comes to a longer video, you get access to description, why, how, where, and when exactly you should be doing these things. So that is more important. And as you already know, becoming lazy is not a good approach. Yes, we all enter the zone of laziness when we know that we have so many things at our fingertips, that's short, that's so crisp, but still we know at the back of our mind that it's not sufficient. When you already know that it's not sufficient, what should you be doing? You should be working on it and building it up. See, when you have food, suppose it is not sufficient, suppose you still feel hungry. It's not about overeating or false appetite, but I'm speaking about when you're really hungry, when you really need energy. When you really need energy, that is the food which is fuel to your body, you will always serve yourself. You'll take more food, right, when you're really hungry. Same is the case with learning. When you feel that something is not sufficient, it is not meeting the needs as a learner, you have to definitely go for the next level. That is slightly deeper research. Even before that comes the word search. Why do you expect everything to be spoon-fed? Even children are not spoon-fed these days. That's why we have projects, assignments. They are asked to look up things on Google or in the books. So that's a kind of practice that help you to get into the zone of self-learning. I could see people struggling during the COVID lockdown with self-learning. This is a part of most of the universities and schools abroad where you are not spoon-fed. You are given the guidelines and you will be asked to do things with instructions. In certain places, you'll be given the pointers. So work on that instead of depending on somebody. There are many people who just ask for the meaning of words without looking up Google or dictionary. When you actually look up a word, you get access to that beautiful path. What is it? The word gets registered once. Second time when you read it aloud, it gets registered the second time. And if you're going to write it down somewhere, the third time it gets registered. And when you use it in your own context, that's the fourth time. So it's like a communication with the word and also with the kind of thoughts that's there around. So here it has got nothing to do with the belief system, the ideology that you're in. It's all about the working of the beautiful, magical brain, being organic, giving exercise to your brain because you are made in that way. Okay, and all of you believe that you are limited edition. So when that's the case, you are unique and believe that you're unique. When you're unique, you have to definitely give these kind of exercises. When you do that, words will flow. Just trust me, it is going to come your way. I don't have time is a cliched fashion statement today. I'm sorry to say this, it's a trend today when people just say, I don't have time. Of course, people have time constraints. There are people who just run around without having the time, unable to find the time to spend with their family members or even to read a book that they love or to do some activity, to get into a routine that they have been longing for. It happens these days. But I'm speaking about people who always say, I don't have time. So they find the time to say, I don't have time. I think that time is sufficient to find the time to sit and search for a word or to work on the first step towards the skill that you really want to develop. It makes sense, right? Nobody's actually kept too busy to stay away from an activity or something that they like. Maybe they'll not be able to complete the process, but do it bit by bit. If you're going to spend time sitting and studying, especially when it comes to learning English or other languages, it's going to be boring. Even if you like a book, if you like reading books, I'm just giving you an example. For a very long period of time, you cannot sit through it until and unless it's an unputdownable book. Okay? Otherwise, it doesn't happen, and you have to just move around and give some movement to your limbs and body, right? Get a cup of coffee or tea and then go back to the process. So I don't have time, I'm not interested in long lectures, I'm not interested in description. Then be not interested in developing your skills also, because as human beings, repetition, recycling, registering, and also recapping certain things help you to be skilled. And when it comes to language, you need to have the reasoning skills, and you all want the power of decisiveness to speak in the right way. That's what people say. So people say, when I don't have much information, I can look up Google. But the problem is, I don't find the words when I really want to speak about things that's general. And that's probably because you don't have the practice. It's not just the practice, but the brain gym that you give to your organic brain, and also the activities that you have to be involved in. I already mentioned about being fast. Fast is also a sort of escapism. When you really want to do things fast, except in cases like examinations or appearing for an interview or submitting something before the deadline or on that particular day, except in all these urgent cases, I feel that being fast is a sort of escapism where you just finish it and run away. And you just want to do things at this fast possible pace. When you really have to be fast, you have to increase that pace and get things done. That's true. Suppose there's an emergency, there are deadlines to be met. Yes, you can be fast. But otherwise, it's a sort of escapism where you train your brain to always do things in a fast way. And there you miss being meticulous. There you miss being incisive. And most of the time, we see people who are fastidious. And then finally, the coordination, drops down, there won't be any coherence of ideas, and then you experience this disjuncture where there won't be any kind of connectivity with your thoughts, language, and everything. So this is something that happens in the long run if you just avoid it. It's also focusing on things that do not give you any benefit. It's literally wasting away time. When you keep on doing this for a very long time, it becomes a habit. It becomes a part of your routine. And slowly, slowly you develop the interest to just focus on things like that. We see a lot of people on social media today who are just involved in negativity. They don't help themselves. They also don't help others. When they are harsh on themselves, when they're at constant battle with the self, they will not be able to help others or even look at people with some courtesy or empathy. It's very easy to sympathize saying, poor thing, sorry, I'm feeling very sorry. As human beings, we do that. But empathizing has also become a quality today because it's quite difficult in this fast, digital, tech-savvy world. We don't have to blame the technology all the time. Today you're listening to me because of the technology. Today I'm able to help many people from other parts of the country and world only because of the technology. You can use it in a productive way. Sometimes I too spend a lot of time on social media scrolling and looking at things that's really not necessary at that point of time. But later when I reflect, there is this time called reflection. I always feel I have to change. I have to make it very productive and still productive. So I thought of giving you these guidelines and pointers. These are not pieces of advice. If you cannot treat it as guidelines and pointers, also take it as reminders if you know everything. Okay, so these are some of the points that you have to really work on. Do not escape saying that I don't have the time. It's a sort of escapism if you're going to make your brain always think that you are not capable of pausing, taking the right pace, and also doing things in a meticulous manner. You're just feeding your brain with this idea that I'm not fit or I'm unable to do it that way. I did it when I was a child or when I was in college, but now I'm not able to do it. I'm telling this from the experience of different people, engineers, doctors, teachers, professors, and so many people around the world who tell me, slowly, slowly I'm getting into this environment of learning, enjoying the learning process. And some of them have been like that all the time despite their hectic schedule. You may have some responsibilities, you may not find the time. You may have pressure on you. Yes, it is possible. But allowing yourself to do that little thing that you have been postponing will definitely bring you a lot of happiness. And when you are happy, it's like this wind, you have a lot of energy. Okay? So, happy learning.